Do you think Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers made it out alive? Yes or no? That's all I want.
The
I want.
question. That is the question. Okay. One word answer. Do I think they made it or not? Right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Are you talking about just
All,
Frank? All three?
all three.
I have had this discussion. No, that's my answer. No. However, I got to tell you, there's a book called Escaping Alcatraz, which is the real story of Alcatraz. It's a 500-page book. I met the author and we discussed this at length. The author of that book, Michael Esslinger. Now, let me tell you something about the movie. You have my answer, no. Michael Esslinger says yes, because I asked him that question. Michael Esslinger, I asked him why he thought that they escaped. And he said, because of certain clues, because he went through FBI dossiers, he went through all kinds of research. I mean, to do this book, I have the book, and I would go through it. It's a hard read for somebody who has ADHD and dyslexia, but it's just packed with facts. And one of the facts is that the Anglin brothers family say that they made it to South America and they have letters from them, the two Anglin brothers.
I read about that. Yeah, that there's postcards that are being sent to them from, I believe, like Brazil or Argentina. There's a documentary on that as well. Yeah.
So that's why he says yes. Why I say no is because of two things. Now, maybe one of them drowned. Two things. One is a steamship that went out. Well, okay. Here's the tide on the night that they left. We know exactly what time they left. It was 10 p.m. They just back timed everything to they had to leave then because
Sure. Yeah.
mm-hmm. So the tide at that point was going out when they launched their raft, this made raft. They found the raft deflated on a beach outside of the Golden Gate Bridge. And I lived in San Francisco for 10 years, and I used to cross that bridge almost every night on a motorcycle going back to where I lived, the committee. So I know the currents and late at night. The wind is amazing late at night, even in the summer when it's calm. The wind that high up going through a very small channel, a funnel, and the tide is amazing. So if you launch anything going from the island, which is in the center, right before you get to the bridge, that rip tide is going through because of the small, deep channel. If you start to go this way, you're going this way. You will be swept out. So if you're just paddling and kicking on a raft that, they weren't in a raft, they were on.
They're like holding on to it. Yeah. And they're like kind of floating on it. Yeah.
They would have been swept out. And the raft was punctured. It was broken, not stabbed. It was the glue. So they think that they drowned and were swept out to sea. And a steamer was going out and saw a dead body that
float by,
morning or that night, where the body was dressed in the blue uniform of the convicts, but they couldn't stop, so they just kept on going. It was a steamer. It wasn't a small boat. It was a tanker. So, and also, they said there's no way that the tide could have landed them where they thought they wanted to land.